Hi guys, today I'm going to be making Gari, which is pickled ginger. It's the stuff you usually get with sushi. It can be either white or pink, and it's very tasty and surprisingly very easy to make. Let's begin. Okay, so first you're going to need ginger. This is about maybe a pound or so. So I have to peel this here. Now you can scrape it to remove the skin, but unfortunately I'm not that talented, so I'm just going to take the nubs off and kind of peel it. I'm going to get a garbage bowl here and I'm going to kind of break it apart and then just peel. You just want to take off the very top layer. You don't want to peel off a bunch because then you're just wasting the ginger. If you get a piece like this that has a bit of nasty at the end, just take your knife and cut it until there's no more nasty part. Just about like that. So you want all your pieces to look like this. Okay, so after you have all of your ginger nicely peeled or whatever, you're going to want to slice it. Now there are a couple different options. Of course you have your standard knife. That's fine. Just try to get them very thin and very even. Another way you can do it is if you have one of these little cutting boxes. This is a box mandolin. It has different grading and different attachments. There's this one here. I'll show you. You can and that's going to give you pretty even pieces. It can be a little thicker, so if you're opposed to that, then obviously you're not going to want to do this, but you do have to kind of be careful, and unfortunately mine doesn't come with a guard, so I always get down to about here and then I do it by hand. So once you have all of your pieces well sliced or chopped or however you want to do them, okay, then you want to get a bowl. Not a metal bowl, but a plastic or a glass container. You're also going to need a ½ tablespoon of salt, a cup of sugar, and a cup and a half of vinegar. Rice vinegar works best. So I'm going to use a glove for this. You're going to want to salt the ginger slices. So put them in a bowl. Again, glass is better, but plastic will work as well. Metal is a big no-no. Put in a ½ tablespoon of salt. Non-iodized is what I always suggest, and kosher or sea salt preferably is the best, but non-iodized table salt will work. And you want to do this with gentle hands because you don't want to break your salted ginger slices. So kind of work it in there. You don't want any big chunks of salt lying around, and you want each piece to have a little bit of salt on it. And just use your hands to break up any clumps, kind of like this. And there we go. Now the hardest part is this. You have to let this sit for 1 hour. Room temperature works great. Just don't stick it in the refrigerator or anything. And you let the ginger release a little bit of its juices as it's salting. This is very, very, and a very key important step to making pickled ginger. Now, to talk a little bit about pickled ginger, and I said in the opening of the video that pickled ginger, or Gari, or Gari, I'm not totally sure how to say it, can either be pink or white. I have seen it other colors, but pink is typically the one that you see. 9 times out of 10, when you buy pickled ginger in the store, it's being pink is from a food dye or something as like beet juice or something like that, because it is rather hard to get the ginger to naturally turn pink. But this is how we can do it. If you buy really young ginger, and it has to be really fresh, it will naturally turn pink. I honestly don't think that this ginger is going to turn pink, so it's probably going to be white, but we will see. The older, the less pink it's going to be. So again, just let it salt, and I will be back in 1 hour. Okay, so it's been 1 hour, and you'll notice I kind of changed the camera angle on you. What you're going to want to do now is your ginger has salted, and you'll notice some liquid. You don't want to rinse the ginger, but you do want to take it and put it in a paper towel and kind of get all that liquid off, and then put it into a sterilized container. I'm using a mason jar. And you're going to be left with some liquid. You can save this and definitely add it to like a stir fry or something. It'll add some salt and it'll add a nice ginger flavor, so don't toss that away. I kind of squished mine obviously, so I'm going to kind of break them up. I'm just going to shake them. Now 2 minutes before this was done salting, and I ended up salting for about 1 hour and 5 minutes, I brought to a boil 1½ cups of rice wine vinegar and a cup of sugar. Now again, if you use super young ginger, it will probably turn pink. However, if you're like me and you don't really have super young ginger, it's probably not going to turn pink. And you just want to pour this extremely hot liquid on top of the ginger. I'm just going to use a couple chopsticks to push down, kind of separate the ginger. Now, this is definitely not something you're going to want to eat right away, so if you plan on having a sushi party or just your everyday dinner, expect to have this in your refrigerator for probably 1 to 2 days minimum before I would definitely start eating it. And that's pretty well it. I mean, you can already see the color of the ginger. You get a little bit of the yellow leaks out into the vinegar mixture. However, I don't know if you can tell because of the camera, but it is definitely starting to turn a lighter, more translucent color. And in 2 days I will show you a photo, and then that's it. So it's been honestly 4 days since I made the pickled ginger. Life got a little hectic, so I kind of, had to push off the video. But here we go. You'll see it's noticeably shrunken a little bit, kind of like a pickle. And we're just going to take a piece out here and kind of look at it. Very thin and just beautiful. As expected, mine did not turn pink, but that's okay. If you wanted to, you could add beet juice or even strawberry juice or just red food dye or whatever you want to turn it pink. But you know what? White ginger tastes just as good. And just like the stuff you buy in the store, it still has that kick behind it, but it's so good. And best of all, you're not worried that there's like some weird preservative or chemical or something in your ginger that you otherwise might not know about. I hope you guys enjoyed this video on how to make pickled ginger, and I sincerely hope you will try it someday for your special sushi party or just for an as-is sort of thing. Please visit my website, www.faylinameir.com, for more tips, tricks, and recipe ideas just like this one and many more. Thank you. Bye.